Hello everybody and welcome to Attunement Tarot. My name is Robin and we are doing a pick-a-pile reading today, and we're going to be looking into Crossroads energy. So it's going to be maybe a quick reading, but we're just going to look at where you're at and what your options are, and then a possible end result here. And all of the cards, all of the decks have been pre-shuffled, okay? Pre-shuffled and pre-cut. So I'll go ahead and present the piles now, and then you can pick your pile, okay? So pile number one here, we have an Amazonite little Merkaba, and this is with the Wyspell Tarot. And then pile number two, we have a rutilated quartz Merkaba. Okay, with the, oh goodness me, what is this one called? The Abyss Tarot by Anna Turian. And then pile number three, we have a smoky quartz Merkaba with the Baroque Tarot. Okay, so pile one, pile two, and pile three. Go on ahead and pick your pile, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile one. If you picked the Wyspell Tarot and this Amazonite Merkaba or Merkaba, I'm gonna have to look up how to pronounce that. Pardon the light, it's a little bit dim in here, but there you have it. Then this is your reading, okay? So let us get started. I will go ahead and invite Spirit in with so much gratitude and respectfully request a message for pile number one for their greatest and highest good at this time. Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, like I said earlier in the introduction, and I'll say again, this is a Crossroads reading. So we're going to be looking at your current energy, one option, another option, and the possible outcome, okay? And so we'll be reading the cards, obviously, and as we go, you will then get more of an idea, hopefully, of what is the best path to choose for yourself, okay? So like I said, these are pre-shuffled cards. Okay, bottom of the deck energy, we have the Three of Cups. Okay. Put that in there somehow. Boop. There we go. Okay, pile number one. So let me look and make sure everything's all in frame here. It is. Good stuff. Okay, so pile number one. It's good that you clicked on this reading. It really is, because it would appear that there is some conflict around you at this time, and this could be internal, external, or both. And make no mistake, with the Five of Wands, it's not heavy duty conflict, but this is really a matter of, you know, on an internal level, you could be like really conflicted about what action to take towards a particular thing or towards several things, okay? And if it's externally conflict, then you have a lot of folks, you know, possibly friends, family, anybody that's in your life that you might talk to about, you know, oh gosh, you know, what should I do with this situation, or about my, you know, lack of focus and how do I pick my major or whatever. You know, you could be getting a lot of different perspectives from all those people. All right, so it's really, in a way, it's like you go to them for help, but if anything, they might just add a little bit more confusion to the soup. So, and that's coupled with judgment here. which is the quintessential Crossroads energy, okay? It also is very, very deep energy. It has to do really with this change, you know, being at a crossroads, not knowing what to do, that it goes so much deeper than just this or that, all right? This is about a part of yourself, and you very well may be already aware of this, but really just trying to, like, because it can feel like a pretty nebulous experience. So really trying to get it pinned down for yourself. And that could very well be a part of the struggle here, okay? Of what is it in you, about you, or something that has been a part of you that needs to die off in order for another aspect of yourself to emerge. Now, the part of us that, you know, typically needs to go by the wayside, or to maybe go dormant, or to, you know, something that we can acknowledge with so much respect and love and gratitude for ourselves, we can honor and respect how that aspect or that dynamic of ourselves really served us for a very long time. And coupled with the conflict here of the Five of Wands, we do realize that this aspect or dynamic that we bring isn't serving us any longer. We have outgrown this, and it is something to be celebrated. It is definitely difficult, okay? It's definitely difficult, but this is the linchpin for growth. This is like the little grain of sand, you know? The little grain of sand where it's like, here's where we start, you know? And it's like, start where you are, and where you're at is acknowledging that something doesn't quite work for you anymore, and it has to do with the quality of the self, or not a quality of the self, but an aspect of the self that has been, you know, maybe at the helm for quite some time. And this part of yourself, it's like you can thank it, honor it, and say, you know, I think I'm ready for another aspect of myself to come up and take the wheel. And this is an opportunity for this part of myself to grow, for this part of myself to flourish and learn and strengthen, all right? Because this is the part of yourself that is going to be emerging as someone, and when I say someone, I mean a part of you that is going to lead you into the next phase of your life. And that part of yourself is going to take the helm, okay? That's the judgment energy. That's judgment energy. It's about judging yourself, you know, evaluating yourself. And this comes from, you know, say other people telling you, you know, this isn't really quite working anymore. Or you come to find that socially, as we see with the Five of Wands, it's not quite working for you anymore. Okay? And so that is when we get the feedback that we need in order to evolve. All right? So let's look at this energy. I haven't even looked at either of these options here, but both options have a spiritual component. Both options have reemergence. Like both options, both sides have rebirth going to it. And I apologize for that sound. I'm like adjusting, and I have my little footstool under my desk here, and there's a little panel that gets kicked, so I apologize for that noise. I'll do my very best not to do it anymore. So we'll go ahead and, if looking at this energy, we have the High Priestess and we have the Empress, both very, very powerful energies, okay? Very feminine, very watery, very soul. Empress reminds me of more of an earth aspect of the High Priestess in a way, and the High Priestess is very watery. So with the High Priestess, this is about plumbing the depths of your psyche and your emotions, which is absolutely a part of that whole rebirth process that I spoke about earlier, and getting really in touch with what works for you, what doesn't work for you on an internal level. And I get the sense that you have already been contemplating this energy, but perhaps the speed at which it has been moving for you, or the speed at which these realizations have been coming. I mean, there could be a little bit of an impatience here when it comes to the depth work, okay? Which makes perfect sense, because depth work can take a very long time, okay? And when the High Priestess arrives, you know that your spiritual guide is here. And, you know, she usually holds a scroll or a book in her hands, and all of the answers and all of the information within that text, whether it be a scroll or a book or whatever, is written by you. And it's written, it's different. There's different words, different messages for each person who encounters the High Priestess, okay? Now, because this is about you learning your story. And so you definitely are. You know that learning your story and doing this inner work is a part of your future, is a part of your present, and is a part of your long-term growth, no matter how long it's going to take to get there. And let me say, depth work isn't about, oh, well, there's this destination that I need to get to. All right. Definitely that is an inspiration for it. That is kind of a guiding light here for it. And we see a little star right there. We see a few stars here. But it is a process, and it is ongoing, and it changes along the way as we evolve as people, and as our path evolves before us and opens up before us. Very, very deep energy here, pile number one. Very, very soul searching energy. All right. On this side, we have the Empress, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. So it's like, this is very practical energy. This is, you know, bringing your very best self to step into the flow of commitments that you already have, commitments that are already in place. You could definitely have children here. You could definitely have a partner here, a long-term roots, okay, is what I'm seeing. And with this, it's like, okay, continuing to nurture the things that have been here and that are already a part of your stable world. All these pentacles make up and create the structure, the tangible structure of your day-to-day. And, you know, you very well could be pregnant at this time. That's a possibility. And if you're not pregnant with an actual flesh baby, you could be pregnant with a possibility. You could be pregnant with an idea, with a project, with some sort of something that you want to bring up and out into the world, that is something that you have created. You could even be in this spot right here being like, do I bring this seedling of do I bring this seedling, this project, this thing, this my baby to fruition and bring it up and out into the world? Or do I have more depth work to do? Or do I even need to begin my journey on the depth work here? You know, it feels like an either or. And I feel like these things can be done absolutely in tandem. So perhaps this struggle here is about this or that. This or that. Here's this judgment. Here are all these, this struggle on what to do. What do I do? There's many different ways to do a thing. Okay? These things can be done at the same time. They are both very big undertakings, though, as you know. Okay? And so, just like we're not going to go to therapy every day, or we're not going to be journaling every single day, or we're not going to be writing on that book every single day, maybe this is about finding the balance between, so that you can have time for yourself to be introspective and grow on a spiritual and soul level, and put the best parts of yourself, the loving parts of yourself, even the messiest parts of yourself, into what it is here that you want to grow and bring up and out. Okay? So yeah, I think that's part of the struggle, is kind of maybe you've always struggled with like black and white thinking. It's either going to be this or it's going to be that. It's got to be one thing at a time. And now there's a part of you, it's like, well, that maybe I need to live in the gray area. Maybe I need to recognize the gray areas here in my life, and give myself grace around both of the things that I want to do for myself, and in turn for my family, for my loved ones, for my projects, for, the things that come out and actually become tangible. This is very private. This is very watery. It's very shadowy. This is internal. This is external. Okay? And I don't know if you could hear my laundry chime going off, but that little chime started right when I made that point here, or we made that point here. The cards and me, and yeah, whatever. But the point is I think that's a part of what is coming away, what is breaking down, is struggling with and learning how to live in the gray area. Because it can really be like, okay, do I do this or do I do that? And it doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't have to be black and white, this or that. It can be both. There is room enough. There is room enough for both. There's room enough for both. It's about finding the balance between when you would put your attention and energy towards these things. And it can even be both in the same day. Say on a Wednesday, you get up and you go do the thing that puts you in touch with your inner self and write in your journal for an hour, or you take a walk and you talk with your friends, or maybe you go to your house of worship and chat with other folks in the community there, or with the leader, your spiritual advisor there, or whatever. And then later on that afternoon, or even in that evening, you spend time working on your tangible thing, writing that book, thinking about that project, putting your time into that, spending time with your family, taking what you've learned and really imbuing it into the quality of your relationships. Okay? There is room enough for both. I think that this is about coming away from black and white thinking and stepping into the gray areas and allowing and letting yourself know that there is space, because these aspects are so pertinent to every individual's growth, right? And what it requires is, time, energy, and attention. And this requires attention to the self, and this requires attention to others. And I know that a lot of times, if we do have a family, have community, have a relationship, just all the tangible things, we're like, okay, well, like all my attention's going here, pouring all my attention into this. And this can get, this can take a back seat, this process over here. But what this is saying is that there's room enough for both. And the more that you allow room enough for both, there's a flourishing on an independent level, and there is more love and joy and expansion and growth for your family. You have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles here, all of this energy is so ripe with promise and growth and beauty and depth. And I mean, this is just a phenomenal spread, pile number 1. And when read all together, you know, we get the message that I just gave. And so I feel like it's not a matter of this path or that path, it's both. And the main thing is getting to the core of the inner part of you that is going to come away from imbalance in your life. You know, allowing yourself, giving yourself grace around your time and energy and the things that you do. You know, perhaps in a day you have 1,000,001 things to do, and then a part of this rebirth here is saying, okay, it's okay if I didn't make the potato salad for the potluck today. I'll make it in the morning. Or maybe I can call up, you know, Doris and say, hey, Doris, can you make the potato salad for the potluck? I mean, whatever. That's such a generic example, but like, you know, or there's something else where it's like, yeah, I've come to find I really only have enough time for 3 things instead of 5 things today. And that's okay. That is okay. And when you allow yourself that grace and give yourself that permission to say, I can be late, and I'm only going to be late and everybody will survive. Or, you know, I have to reschedule that. Or maybe I just can't bring a dish to the potluck. Or whatever it is, cutting yourself some slack and, you know, allowing yourself to have, to know that you're still okay. And you're actually more than okay. Because the more that you allow yourself that grace, the more space you are giving yourself to feel less constrained and more present with your family, with your relationships, with your tangible contributions, with your personal projects and the things, the very deep things that are a part of yourself that you want to grow and nurture and bring into the world. Your private world, you also have enough time and space for that. Okay? Yeah. This is a beautiful message, pile number 1. I really love this for you. It's definitely about taking a step back. There will be enough time for everything, and there's absolutely enough time for me, you know, and your work. And the result of that is more love, growth, and expansion and abundance here. And more of a sense, a deepened sense of self, feeling good in your own skin, being able to enjoy the things that you have grown, being able to enjoy and have presence in when you engage with these aspects of your tangible world and these loving relationships here. All right? You come away from this constrained thinking of any kind of, oh, I'm this or I'm that if I can't keep it all up and running. But you, in doing this work and recognizing that there is gray area in life and allowing more space for all of it, including yourself and your inner work and your alone time and your self-care, that just, it doesn't take away, it adds and it expands your ability to be present, truly present with everything. It's kind of a paradox. The less you do, then the more you're able to show up. You know, it's kind of like the less we worry about, you know, how we're going to look or all the things, we actually give our space to fully be present when we are there, and it's that much more rewarding and that much more rich with depth and connection. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Okay, so pile number 1, that is what I have for you for the tarot portion, and I am going to pick a surrender card. Oh, do I have my surrender cards? I have my animal cards, my language of letting go cards. I will pick you a Soulflower message. Okay. Daylily, centering. Daylily is short-lived, each bloom fading after only a day. She reminds you to live in the present with a deep understanding that you cannot change things outside yourself. Daylily encourages you to live in the moment, to loosen up and allow natural processes and flow to occur in your daily happenings. Yes. And that's the Empress there. That's the Empress energy as well. That really, I feel like it captures the entire reading. Stepping into the flow, allowing space. All right. Okay, you guys. Well, I love you. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next one. Bye. Bye. Hello, pile 2. If you picked the rutilated quartz, this is your reading, and the Abyss Tarot. Okay, so we will get into it. These decks are this deck and the decks for the other piles were pre-shuffled, pre-cut, all the things, so we could just get right into the reading. Okay. So I welcome Spirit in with so much gratitude and respectfully request a message for pile number 2. Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, so like I had said in the intro, and I will repeat at the beginning of each pile, this is a Crossroads reading. Okay, we're going to look at where your energy is at this time, a couple of options. Sometimes they can kind of get commingled as far as it's all kind of in the same vein here, and then we have a potential outcome. Okay, so we're going to get right into it. Set this little guy right over there. Okay, bottom of the deck energy, we have the King of Wands. Okay, so you or somebody that you're dealing with can be a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Okay, or have fire placements in your chart. Okay, so pile number 2, it looks to me that the energy you are dealing with right now can be quite challenging. However, given that the 8 of Cups is here, that is a voluntary action of walking away from something that doesn't serve you anymore, something you have outgrown. Okay? Now, you do realize that in walking away from this, that there is the feelings of being impoverished. You can feel impoverished on an emotional level. This can even be on an energetic level, or you do realize that walking away from this will have an impact on your finances, could even have an impact on your health as well. Okay. However, whenever these are in combo with one another, this is an energy where someone chooses to walk away from something where they know that it's going to hurt for a little while and that they are going to have this experience. However, the walking away is better than staying. Okay? And so this is a choice. This is a voluntary action, and you are aware of the consequences, but you are also aware that the consequences are temporary. This is a temporary temporary setback, temporary feeling. Hang on. Excuse me. That it's temporary, and that there will be healing through this, and that, to be fair, walking away is the first step in your healing process. Okay? Okay. Now we look at both sides here. These are the energies that, you may have been juggling back and forth, this and that, things that you have been considering. As we discovered in pile number 1, it didn't have to be either or, but we'll go ahead and we'll read the energy here, okay? So to me, this would appear that the choice is being made, all right? I feel like the 8 of Cups is like the strongest energy here. However, it is a choice of whether to walk away out loud or to walk away in secret. Do you want to declare your departure, or are you maybe going to slowly just slink away and let something fade? I feel like there is a part of you that, because this is definitely more passive and this is more active energy, I feel like there's a part of you that wonders whether or not you will even be noticed, whether or not your absence will even be noticed. And, if you quietly slip away over here in this process, is that better than, stating your claim and saying your piece and having this speech before making this choice? Yeah, I may clarify. Pile number 1, I didn't clarify anything. It was very, very much, it was a different kind of reading. But this is interesting. This is interesting because, listen, when we are in this energy, and we as an individual, like I said a few times, this is self-guided, okay? This is self-guided. This is a self-guided decision. It's like, I feel, honestly, I will tell you this, if I were to pull a clarifier on this energy, I know I would pull the Tower, because this is a self-initiated Tower here, all right? Now, motivation behind leaving. You already have your reasons. But it's kind of like, how do I make my exit? And so with that, it's like, okay, well, if we look over here, you state your claim, you say your thing, you make it very clear that you've made your choice in walking away from, I'm going to say, this relationship that's full on energy that's coming out here, okay? But it doesn't necessarily have to be. It could be walking away from a job, right? Whatever. What is the motivation for stating your claim? Is it to feel more empowered? Is it in an effort to contribute to your own growth for you, because maybe that's something that you don't typically do. And if you were to do that, is it going to be like kind of going over a threshold for your own growth and doing something that you've never done before, speaking even though your voice is shaking, like being very clear about it, taking your power back, right? Because this is very powerful energy. Stating your claim and stating your reasons is very powerful energy. And you really have to think about whether or not there's a part of you that is like, well, if I do this out loud, are they going to, work their special magic? And we all know what kind of magic the King of Wands has, okay, guys? We all know what kind of special magic that person has. And, under here we have Temperance and there's 2 cups here. So, is there a part of you that's like, well, if I really state it out loud, then maybe it'll give them one more chance to convince me to not go? There's that piece, right? There's just a little kind of side soap opera side story there. But that could also be present here in this energy. But there's a part of me, given how we open the reading, that really does feel like the majority is about stating your claim and taking your power back. All right, that's kind of what I'm feeling. But I just want to also, because with the 7 of Swords on this side, that is, somewhat ulterior motives. It can be slinking away in the darkness of night. But, if there is, this energy is here, do we want to, or is there a strategy underneath the aspect of stating your claim and leaving out loud? Okay, so just something to think about. Put in the back, right? Over here, this is definitely much more Page of Swords, smaller gestures, smaller words, smaller messages, and coupled that with the 7 of Swords. This is in the shadows, under the darkness of night. So this is kind of in a way of like, yeah, I'm sending you a little message, but it's kind of vague. It may be even a message of silence in a way, right? But yet there's part of you that's like, but I really want to initiate this conversation, but staying passive and diminutive and in the dark. All right? Who would this serve? Who would this serve slipping away in the quiet? Now, I will say this, if there is any danger here, if this was an abusive relationship or some sort of arrangement, some sort of social, just some sort of relationship, whether it's a lover or whatever it is, if there is danger in you walking away, then absolutely 100% choose this. 100%. There's time for this. There will be many other opportunities to state the claim and leave out loud, okay? And that could even, you could even speak your truth later on. There's never an expiration date on speaking your truth, okay? But that's something that I definitely want to say. If there's any danger here, because we see in this card, there's this person at the door. I mean, it's like, if we're in this reading, it's the traditional meaning is like, no, you can't come in, or there is an invitation here, but are you coming in? Whatever it is, I see this as I've left, or we've left here, and this person's kind of busting out the door and trying to chase after them, So it's kind of like, that's the image, that's the vibe that came through. And so I just want to put it out there that if that's a part of this, your experience, then absolutely 100% you want to leave quietly. and you want to get your protections around you. Okay? So I think the point is like you're at crossroads energy here. It's examining the motivation, looking at the motivation and taking into account the benefits for you, because this is self-driven decision, very empowered energy, very empowered energy. You've already taken the first step of taking your power back here in this situation. And there's never an expiration date on speaking your truth. So whether you leave out loud or you leave in quiet, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You do ultimately what's best for you and your safety and your empowerment and wherever you are in that path. Because there's no like, it's not like, oh, one day you're empowered and the next day you're like the most empowered you've ever been in your life. It's like there's this growth process. So this has to do with you. It doesn't matter. Like the other person, of course, they I ain't even gonna go there, but whatever it is that you're leaving, the benefit is for you, and so the motivation has to be about you. And so if it's about your safety, that's paramount. If it's not even about that at all, and it's really so much more about like you stepping into this, you know, very empowered King of Swords and leaving out loud, then that's what will feel right for you. You may be afraid that will give this person the opportunity to work their magic in order to keep you, in order to make it so you don't go. But, you know, that's also a part of taking your power back, is standing your ground, right? So let's look at the outcome, the potential outcome here. And I feel like the potential outcome is the same, whether you do this or that, doesn't matter. Six of Cups and Page of Cups. So the outcome here is really healing your heart around and healing your inner child around this long-term soul bond. Because you are going to have nostalgia. You are going to have, it's going to ache how much you want this person back. It's going to ache. And this is, you take that energy and transmuting that, be present with it and transmute it to turn that loving energy as well, you know, towards yourself. There's nostalgia here. There's even history. So we look at using this energy to really look at and feel through where these relationship dynamics began in childhood. How does this current relationship potentially, possibly mirror this relationship that you're walking away from? And what is it that this child wanted so deeply and so wholly, you know, so completely. And there's sadness in this person's face. And then we see cups. There's Six of Cups, of course, but then there's somebody walking that way. There is a missing here, and you know that you will miss this person. You will feel bereft, and that's all a part of this process. But there's a reason why. This is very hard. This is very sad. Pile number 2, this is about your healing. And you know this. You know this. And once it's done, once the act of walking away is done, once the leaving is done, whether it's out loud or in quiet, you still have healing to do. But this healing here is about you. It's about that inner child. That's the healing. This is the first step on this journey. Yeah. In this process, you can honor and love all aspects of what this was for you and what this represented and who this person is and the good times, and then, you know, all the things. Like there's something called euphoric recall. Okay? Euphoric recall, where you know, it's almost as if like not remembering the tough times or the difficulties that led you to make this decision to walk away. That's what makes it hard, and that's actually a lot of times what make people go back, you know, and then to rinse and repeat the cycle again. And make no mistake, that's not a judgment. Whenever that is, it is actually a healthy act, in a sense of, I'm trying to fix this. I'm trying to make this right. I'm trying to make this better. All the things. However, it is also a recapitulation of the childhood wounds. It's a recapitulation of, you know, wanting to get that love, right? In a place where we felt so impoverished and left out in the cold. You don't walk away from nothing, right? There's a reason. And that reason is about you stepping into your own health. Stepping in, stepping out, and stepping up for this child, for yourself. Because you're an adult now, right? You are an adult now. Maybe this kid didn't have an adult to do the things in order to guide the want for healthy connections in the present and in the future. So this is the time for that. You are coming to your own rescue. You are coming to your own rescue. And there will be times when you feel very strong and feel very empowered. And then there will be times when you feel very, very sad and very lonely, or very vulnerable and raw. And that's all a part of it. That's all a part of the healing journey. That's all a part of the healing journey here. And you can do it. And you are choosing it. And you know you're choosing it. It's all connected. Pile number 2, that's where I'm going to leave the tarot portion, the tarot message for you, okay? But I do want to pick some oracle cards for you, or some message cards. I'm going to do three of them. There is the language of letting go, I'll read that one first. Being lovable. Today I will tell myself that I am lovable. Just because some people haven't been able to love me in ways that worked doesn't mean that I'm unlovable. I've had lessons to learn, and some of them have hurt deeply, but I can still love, and I still am loved. 100%. 100%. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see here. Let me get you the Soulflower. Chamomile, stability. Even on a cloudy day, the sun is shining. It is just obscured. Chamomile reminds you that even when faced with challenges and difficulties, your soul's warmth, serenity, and equanimity is always present within, soothing and calming, helping you to weather any storm in a relaxed, harmonious state. Yes. 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 Chamomile tea is very helpful for that. Whew. Okay. Heron, patience. Create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently toward your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. Step confidently towards your purpose. Okay, pile number 2. That was a heavy one, and take it as it resonates. I hope that there was some help in this, that you found this helpful. Sending you all kinds of love, and I will see you next time. Bye. Hello, pile 3. If you chose the Baroque Tarot and the Smoky Quartz Merkaba, this is your reading. Okay. And like I said in the beginning of the video, all of the decks were pre-shuffled and pre-cut. So I will invite Spirit in at this time with so much gratitude and respectfully request a message for pile number 3. Please and thank you, Spirit. Okay, yeah, and this is a Crossroads reading. All right. We will be looking at your energies. The energies that you are contending with regard to your position at this time, and the possible potential outcome, okay? All right. And at the bottom of the deck energy, we have the Page of Coins. So this very well could be about starting a new chapter, learning something new, expanding your skills, small gestures towards your future. All right, let's make sure it's all in the frame, and it is. Very good. let's get to it. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. Your current position right now looks stunning. You have the Sun and the Hierophant, so it's like I get the sense that you are living in alignment with your truth right now, and you are coming to find how much growth and warmth and joy and expansion it is bringing you. This is about you opening up, broadening your knowledge of yourself, your spirituality, maybe even like your education in some sort of particular doctrine or something. It's just really growing. It's really expanding. And this is very bright and strong and open energy. There's a wide open possibility for you because you are living in alignment with your truth and allowing that to guide you. Okay, really allowing that to guide you, because in the Sun card here we see 2 horses, a black horse and a white horse, which really makes me think of the Chariot and how this is really your spirituality and your guidance. You could have been receiving guidance from others. You could be actively engaging in ongoing education for anything that's leading you to your purpose and helping you move forward and leading the way. But you are using this as an instrument to get yourself on track and to balance yourself out. So this is beautiful, beautiful energy. Okay, very, very strong and grounded and self-possessed. All right. So we have the 10 of Cups and the Knight of Coins. All right. This would say to me that you have a long vision of your, I get the sense that the 10 of Coins is something that you see as a future for yourself. Okay. Something that you want to work toward, something that you want to grow toward, something you want to manifest into your life. And with the Knight of Coins, perhaps you feel like that you've just really kind of been on the slow track to that, even though that's something that you've had as a vision for your future. You know, beautiful home, bounty, relationships, serenity, peace, and happiness. Okay, this is very much in the light. And then we see this Knight of Coins as, you know, kind of the lone rider in the, you know, in the dark, but just after sunset, you know. But yeah, it's been a long road. It's been a long road. You know, and maybe there's a part of you that hasn't felt like you've had a partner in this, because it's like we see this lone rider and then we see this 10 of Cups, but there's no people in this 10 of Cups, right? So I get the sense that there's kind of like, you know, on this side, you know, do you kind of maybe build your own little empire, but maybe stay single or something, right? We'll get more to that. Then over here we have the Knight of Wands and the Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands is like it's a commitment, it's a marriage, it's having a stable foundation. This includes another person. This says, let us build our 4 walls together, okay? And this would suggest that you feel very passionate about this possibility. However, you could also have a very free spirit. You could have a lot of libidinal energy. And you could be saying to yourself, how can I just be with one person? You know, so there could be conflict even amidst these cards here together. You could find yourself very much in love with somebody, but finding it difficult to settle down. Because over here, it's like the option of settling down, you know, even though you have a very high libido, this is fire of fire energy here, right? So choosing a commitment or choosing to be single and have you know, abundance and everything with the 10 of Cups, but there's no partner here, right? This could be a building a future and a house and a home and abundance for yourself to invite whoever you want to invite into this space at any time, whoever, whenever. That's also, that's a lifestyle for sure, you know, very sound. Both are very sound choices. And in the middle here, we have the 3 of Swords and the 7 of Coins. The 7 of Coins speaks to investing, continuing to invest in something, but not having it have the fruits of your labor give back. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I pressed the record button on there. I kind of got a little scared there for a second. Yeah. So this is really poignant. The phrase that just came to me was, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. You know, and I'm not laughing at you or your reading or anything like that. Or at the dilemma. I can see the ambivalence here, and I can see the dilemma quite clearly here, right? There's so much passion and so much love, but then so much, I want to say maybe even want for independence, for freedom, for wide open space, to travel and go whenever you want, you know, to not be tied down. Very interesting. So with the Page of Coins at the bottom of the deck here, there could be, you know, feeling as if one must start over. Because we have and the coins are time, energy, tangibles, practicalities. And we are talking about a pretty practical matter in the grand scheme of things. To have a partner, to not have a partner, to share your life with somebody, to not share your life with somebody, you know. And I get a lonely feeling here. There's loneliness. And so I feel like that is absolutely what, you know, you are weighing in here, pile number 3. So much horse energy, and horses need wide open space to run and be free, and I just want to say bolt at any moment. You know, the horse energy is a symbol of freedom, truly. And so, you know, freedom is beautiful. Having wide open space and independence to just go wherever you want to go it can feel very right for you. It can feel like something that could even be a part of your spirituality. You know, maybe the solution here is to get into an ethically non-monogamous partnership, you know? That's a possibility too. Yeah, it's like to settle down or not settle down. Because settling down would be, you would be tied down, you wouldn't be able to roam free. But yet, choosing the other is keeping you a bit lonely. Very lonely. With the heart, with the Three of Swords here, and this person looks lonely. They look disappointed and sad, which, of course, they, you know, those are very real feelings. It was very real experience. And it's kind of like what I've invested in has not paid off. Maybe you haven't found that partner who's going to agree to that kind of arrangement. Maybe you have struggled in coming together with people who are able to accept this very free energy that you have, because that's a part of your health and that's a part of your nature. I think I will clarify some of these. Let me pick some more cards. I didn't clarify much. I didn't clarify really anything with more tarot for the we have at the bottom of the deck, Page of Coins, and then we have Judgment. So this is about a part of yourself dying off so another part of yourself can emerge. Maybe the committed part of yourself in a relationship is a part that you haven't, because this is also commitment. This is marriage here. Marriage and commitment and freedom. The sun, these horses here. Two of Swords, of two minds. And the Four of Swords, just feeling so tired thinking about this all the time and even going through this process. Like in the body language with these two gentlemen here in these cards. Low energy. Low energy. How does one learn to be committed? How does one learn how to be in a relationship and have freedom? Because that's not impossible, and it's not just about ethical non-monogamy either. You can have a committed partnership and still have your freedom to explore different projects and things and travel and whatever else, either with them or solo or whatever. But if it is about being able to express that libidinal energy with more than just one person for you, pile number 3, then that is what it's about. So what needs to die off here? What aspect of yourself needs to die off here so another part of yourself can emerge? Perhaps it's about speaking the truth on that, of that nature, of your true nature. Perhaps what has kept you from speaking about that true nature of yourself with any potential committed partner is the fear that they would leave, right? Maybe you have definitely experienced that on many occasions. I mean, I know it's not the most popular relationship model, you know, especially in our society. However, there are a lot of people who do it, you know, and no judgment at all. What works for people is going to work for them, you know. But that can be very complicated. So, you know, perhaps being upfront about that, you very well may have found a person that is down with that, but then your other partners, do your other partners know that? Or do they, or are you like able to experience this under the darkness of night, where then that just kind of leaves them confused, but you're the one who knows that you're hiding this aspect of yourself, right? And it can be exhausting keeping things under wraps like that. It's exhausting being essentially deceptive if you're not, if you're, you know, yeah, say you have honesty with this one person, but if you don't have honesty with all the people, any of the other people that you invite into your mix about your limited availability, then that creates a problem. So perhaps that's the part of you that needs to die off in order for the other part of you to emerge. And the emergence here, look at all of them. They have their mouths open. It's like they're dying to speak their truth. They're dying to say the thing that has been inside of them forever, right? This dishonesty or this hiding, because this person is like in the dark, you know. This person is in the dark. There's a lot of shadow energy here. What would it look like to bring it into the light, right? And so then with the world, it's like, yeah, there's judgment in letting something die off, so something else, another aspect of yourself can emerge. Okay? So there's an ending to that. An ending to that dishonesty, or a hiding of your inner truth. And then leveling up with the new aspect of yourself that emerges. Okay? Yeah. So I think the crossroads has really been like settle down or be single, or, you know, have that partner that accepts the single nature, the freedom nature of you. Everybody can be at different spots in this experience, but ultimately the way things have been going has led to heartbreak and unfulfillment. Make no mistake, the Seven of Coins is unfulfilling energy. Okay? It's pouring yourself into something and not having it give back. And that sucks. That, of course, definitely brings heartache. So yeah, I mean, I think Spirit is giving you an invitation to speak your truth. Either to this person or to anybody, any other, you know, horse-loving folks out there with this, you know, any other potential partners. Even if it doesn't involve anybody else, and this is simply about you really struggling with, and you don't want to open relationship, but it really is just about settling down with one person or staying single and having, you know, short-term relationships for forever. Like, that's something that I feel like, see, that's a tough spot to be in. So then that would say, being ambivalent about that, having willful blindness around that. Are you having willful blindness around how much your heart longs for connection and stability and love and intimacy and depth and abundance, fruitfulness, in investing yourself into relationships that will give back, relationships that will grow? Is there a willful blindness around wanting to choose that, or even knowing how to choose that? Perhaps this energy here, the part of you that is being invited to die off, is the part of you that says, I don't know how to do that. I've never done that. So how am I supposed to be expected to pull that off? Maybe it's very difficult for you to admit to yourself the things that you are not masterful in. Because what we have here is knighthood energy. Adolescence. All right? And then a page. How do we level up to king or queen? Right? From the knight, you level up to the queen. From the queen, you can level up to the king, okay? Personally, I think it could just be an embodiment of either the masculine or feminine energy of what has come to the top of their game here. But what we're talking about in this energy as well is maturity and maturing. How does one begin to see the benefits of what they've invested in when they may have not been investing in themselves? You have to invest in yourself and get to know yourself before you can fully understand how to get to know and deepen a relationship with another person. So you have to start with deepening your relationship with yourself. And I feel like that is where you're at here, pile number 3, because look, as we were saying, this is about learning. This is about getting in touch with your higher mind here, with the Hierophant. The Hierophant teaches the way. This could be an invitation for you to get in touch with your spiritual path in order to learn what commitment means to you. In order for you to learn your inner world and build a relationship with yourself to then manifest, grow, and reap the abundance of deep, intimate relationships with others, specifically with a romantic partner. Okay? That's the invitation from Spirit here, pile number 3. And that does not mean that your freedom-loving nature is bad. It isn't. It is a beautiful, deep, wild, passionate asset for yourself and for anyone that you connect with. I mean, very, very lovely, very strong energy. And there's a part of you that is ready to level up, with the help of the Hierophant as well, to king or queen status, and that whole enriching experience of self-knowledge and love, so that one is able to fully know and love another. And in that process, you learn intimacy. You practice intimacy. And you continue. Okay? That can be what this Page of Coins is about. Learning. The student. Small gestures in what one can grow. There's a starting from scratch energy here. And your heart is wounded and you've been feeling lonely, and that deserves repair. That deserves attention, and that deserves care. It absolutely does. It deserves loving attention and care. Okay. Okay, so pile number 3, that is where I'm going to leave the tarot portion of your reading. And I'm going to pick some oracle cards for you as well. And we're going to go ahead and do the language of letting go, and then the soul flower, and then the animals, okay? Let's see here. Well, that one fell out, so there we are. Being lovable. Today I will tell myself that I'm lovable. Just because some people haven't been able to love me in ways that worked doesn't mean that I'm unlovable. I've had lessons to learn, and some of them have hurt deeply, but I can still love and still am loved. Very nice. Very nice and very true. Very true, pile number 3. And a part of that, other people loving you the way that you need to be loved, is about speaking up on that. And I think that that's what this judgment is about, is really speaking to that. And also learning how it is that you need to be loved to begin with. And then speaking on that. Okay? Rosemary, clarity. Who are you really? Rosemary infuses the body with warmth and vitality, bringing security and clarity to the spirit, especially when it has lost connection with the physical world. Rosemary helps you to feel fully embodied and grounded so that you are better able to remember who you truly are. Yes. Accept yourself for who you are, your free spirit nature, all the things we've talked about, and speak on that and give others an opportunity to learn about you and your nature, and give them the chance to say, oh, yes, or yeah, whatever, you know. But this is about you. All the things we've talked about, yes. Who are you? And it's okay to own it, and it's okay to speak on it. Okay? For compassion, with compassion for self and other. How do we deliver that message in a loving and nurturing and mature way? It's about, comes from accepting oneself. Pronghorn, action. Now is the time to act. Opportunities are here. Move forward with confidence. Your talents will always help you land on the pinnacle. Your quick wit and keen senses will lead you to success. That did come out in the reverse, but I've never really read these in the reversals. But the invitations from Spirit have been communicated here. Pile number 3. And I'm sending, oh, Jesus, sorry. I'm sending you so much love and warmth and healing and goodness and tenderness. And I will see you on the next one, okay? Mwah. Bye.